Hello students, today we shall discuss about the appreciation of the poem number 2.4 Have You Earned Your Tomorrow, written by Edgar Guest. Let's begin the poem Have You Earned Your Tomorrow. In this poem, the brainstorming activity number A5, and that is write an appreciation of the poem considering the following points. Here is the points. Think about these points and you have to write an appreciation, and the points are given like this. About the poem, poet, title. Next point, theme. Next, poetic devices, language, style. Special features, tone and type. Next point, values, message. And last point, your opinion about the poem. Now all these points you have to cover in appreciation in the poem. Appreciation means to recognize or enjoy the good qualities of someone or something. Poetry appreciation is that attitude about poetry. There isn't a single reason why people that enjoy reading poetry. It could be because they enjoy the rhythm and the poet establishes with the words. See the first point about the poem. This poem is didactic as it teaches moral lesson about the behavior and the kindness of heart. The poem has many self-answered questions to motivate the readers to be good with others to have a good future. Now almost the same thing we are discussing over here, that the poem teaches us one lesson, that the lesson is about our good behavior and about the kindness of our heart. And there are many questions in the poem, and those questions are the self-answered, and those questions motivate us to be good with others forward to have a better future for us. Next important point is poet. This poem is written by Edgar Guest, who was British born American poet. In the first half of the 20th century, he became known as people's poet. His poems often have an inspirational and optimistic view of everyday life. So the point is not so difficult. The poet was born in British, but afterwards he got settled in America. And in the first half of the 20th century, he became known as people's poet. What is the main characteristics of his poetry? That is, poems have inspirational and optimistic view of everyday life. Next point, title. The title of the poem seems to be rhetorical question which implies moral behavior. Have you earned your tomorrow is the self-proclaiming title to inspire behave morally. What does it mean? It means that question itself is a question, and it is the question itself gives the answer. Our behavior should be moral, and at the same time it inspires us to be good deed others. Now we are going forward the very important point, that is theme. Theme of the poem Have You Earned Your Tomorrow is about the result of our behavior in the life of others and in our own life. If we encourage others or make them happy by our encouraging words or by our kind behavior, it is directly or indirectly beneficial for our tomorrow or future life. What does it mean? It means that the poet is talking about the result of our behavior. What should we do? We should behave nicely with the others, number one. Number two, we should give encouraging words to the people, especially who are discouraged in their life. And if we do this, what will happen? So directly or indirectly, it will affect to our future, and we will have a very good tomorrow, and we will have a better future. The next important point: poetic devices, language, and style. The poet is known for his simple, uplifting style of writing poetry. The poet has used interrogation in the poem. There are 16 lines in the poem, in that there are 11 lines where the poet asks the questions. The use of the questions by the poet to convey his ideas and inspire the readers and make a unique literary impact. The language of the poem is simple and straightforward, which leaves no room for subjectivity. The poem has followed A B B C C A D D E E F F A rhyming scheme. The poet has used number of poetic devices like alliteration, antithesis, interrogation, inversion, repetition, transferred epithet, metaphor, personification, etc. The language of the poem is very simple, and the poet always writes about the topics which uplift the thought process or which uplift our behavior. It means that it will improve our behavior. Especially it uplifts the thought process, and what happens when the thought process are uplifted or the thought process are improved. So we will analyze ourselves behavior, and we will try to behave according to the poet's wish that it is given in the poem, that people should recall us, people should remember us, people should be happy after meeting us. Next point: special features. Special feature of the poem is the repetition of the sound AY that appears in the first, second, and fourth stanza. It unifies the text. Its repetition with every new question that creates impact. These infrequently asked questions probe at one's treatment at others. The words of speaker are piercing, and any consideration of these questions will challenge to analyze our own goodness. Next point: values message. The message is clear to the readers. We should always try to behave well and should make others happy. We should speak to them using encouraging words and make them motivated. We should let them remember our encouraging words and enable them to talk good about us. It will earn our future. We should do above all things for ourselves. Very simple message it is, nothing to be complicated. So directly we can understand the message is that we should behave happy with others, and those who are discouraged, we should try to encourage them, and our behavior should be in such a way that people should recall us and they should talk good about us. Last important point is opinion. I think it is a touching poem. It has relevance to my age. It gives me proper guidance on the way I should behave with other people, and it is good for my future also. Now, this is the appreciation of the poem. Watch this video again and again. Listen the video carefully so that you will remember in a better way. Okay, thank you.